Step into Oregon's past through rare photographs from the late 19th century. These images reveal towns just beginning to rise, railroads shaping progress, and communities building their future on rugged landscapes. Each frame tells a story of resilience and discovery that laid the foundation for the Oregon we know today. Star Sand Company, Portland, 1900. Strong draft horses and men loaded sand and gravel by hand at Star Sand Company's docks near 15th and Front Street. Founded by Christian Minzinger, the company grew into the Northwest's largest of its kind, later quarrying coffin rock until the 1950s. Harness racing in Coos County, 1900. This photograph captures a crowd gathered for harness racing in Coos County. Unlike trotters, these pacers moved both left legs together, creating a thrilling rhythm. The packed stands, horse-drawn wagons, and timbered backdrop show how racing was not just sport, but a centerpiece of Oregon's early community life. Looking north on 6th Street, Portland, 1900. This view of 6th Street captures Portland's growth at the turn of the century. To the left stands the 1890 Hotel Portland, once the city's grandest landmark. Beyond it rises the 1892 Oregonian Building, then Portland's tallest. Streetcars, pedestrians, and early businesses filled the bustling avenue, reflecting a modernizing city. Gunderson Groceries delivery wagon, Portland, 1900. A horse-drawn delivery wagon stands in front of a modest Portland home. The driver proudly holds the reins beside his horse, while the sign advertises Gunderson Groceries. This snapshot reflects the everyday commerce of early 1900s Portland, when local stores brought food directly to neighborhood doorsteps. Downtown Portland and the West Hills. By 1898, Portland thrived as a modern city with elegant homes rising along the slopes of the West Hills. The West Bank bustled as a working harbor filled with sternwheelers and industry. One steamboat docked near the Willamette Iron Works, a company that would evolve into Willamette Iron and Steel Works. Portland's bridges and Mount St. Helens, 1898. From above, Portland unfolds with 3 bridges crossing the Willamette River, while the majestic Mount St. Helens rises in the background. Built between 1887 and 1894, these bridges symbolized urban engineering progress. The image captures a city in transition, connecting its pioneering past to a rapidly modernizing future. Looking over East Portland towards Mount Hood. This breathtaking 1898 photograph captures East Portland expanding rapidly, framed by the majestic Mount Hood. The Morrison Bridge, Portland's first Willamette crossing, built in 1887, lies in the foreground. Industrial signs across the river reflect a booming economy, with companies like Studebaker anchoring the city's transformation into a true northwestern hub. Burning of Portland waterfront, 1898. This dramatic image captures the Portland waterfront consumed by fire, destroying at least a block of buildings. Flames and smoke dominate the scene as firefighters battle the inferno. On the right stands the U.S. Mills Building, later owned by Albers Brothers Milling Company. A vivid reminder of Portland's volatile past. Portland Wire and Iron Works. This photo from 1898 shows the workers of Portland Wire and Iron Works proudly gathered outside their shop. The company specialized in metalwork, producing iron fencing, wire products, and industrial fixtures. Their labor reflected Portland's rapid industrial growth at the end of the 19th century, combining craftsmanship with the demands of a modernizing city. West Lynn, Oregon City Bridge. This striking 1897 image captures the wooden suspension bridge linking West Lynn and Oregon City. A prominent warning sign fines riders $25 for crossing too fast, a fortune at the time. The shadows, railings, and distant figures emphasize the bridge's importance as a gateway between commerce, community, and daily life. Triangle Club, Portland YMCA. In 1896, 8 enthusiastic members of the Portland YMCA Triangle Club posed before their ascent of Mount Hood. The Triangle Club drew its name from the YMCA's emblem, symbolizing body, mind, and spirit. Their planned climb embodied all three, blending physical endurance, mental determination, and spiritual aspiration. Portland Flood, Goodyear Rubber, 1894. This rare photo shows the interior of the Goodyear Rubber Company store on 1st Street during the devastating flood of 1894. Water from the Willamette River rose over 30 feet, filling downtown shops. Merchants raised goods to higher shelves, keeping business alive even while wading through flooded aisles. Astoria expands eastward, 1894. Captured by photographer James Bratt, this 1894 image shows Astoria's growing downtown as seen from the hillside. Once a bustling shipping port, the town supported entrepreneurs, shops, and working families. Substantial houses mix with modest homes, illustrating the economic contrasts shaping Oregon's coastal gateway. Portland's 11th and 12th Streets. This 1893 photo looks north along Portland's 11th and 12th Streets, with Mount St. Helens faintly visible in the distance. Notable structures include Temple Beth Israel, completed in 1888, rising on the west side of 12th. Warehouses, sailing ships, and a growing skyline show Portland's rapid development in the late 19th century. Portland's Broadway. This striking 1890 view captures Portland's Broadway with the park blocks to the left and the wooden Morrison Bridge spanning the Willamette. Notice the absence of electric lines, a reminder of an earlier era. Far in the distance, Mount St. Helens looms majestic, framing the city's rapid transformation. Henry Gant's Grocery, Lake Oswego, circa 1890. Henry Gantz and his family pose proudly outside their dry goods and grocery store on McVeigh Avenue, near Bickner Street. Alongside Henry stand Rose, Clara, Mary Bickner, Lillian, and Dr. Sullivan with his carriage. Years later, Joseph Bickner purchased the store, operating it with his sons until 1914. First Steel Bridge, Portland, 1888. This photo captures Portland's first steel bridge, completed in 1888. It was the city's first railroad bridge spanning the Willamette River. Unlike today's version, this original design featured a swing span center that pivoted to let river traffic pass. Built with 2 levels, it carried trains below and pedestrians and carriages above. Medford's Hamlin Block rises in style, 1888. Medford had quickly transformed after the railroad's arrival just 5 years earlier. The Hamlin Block, seen on the right, stood as a symbol of progress, housing businesses like Miller & Strang Drugs and the post office. Its ornate facade reflected the town's growing prosperity and permanence. Oregon City Suspension Bridge, 1888. This photograph captures the newly completed suspension bridge at Willamette Falls around 1888. The image also reflects the dawn of electricity in the region. No lines yet appear on the bridge, though by 1889, electricity reached Portland. It's both an engineering triumph and a symbol of Oregon's modernization. Northwest across Oregon City, 1888. From this elevated perspective, we see Oregon City stretching across the hillside in the late 1880s. Church steeples and clustered homes mark the town's steady growth, while the wooded hills beyond hint at the frontier spirit still shaping the region. It's a rare wide-angle view that captures Oregon City's transition into a bustling community. Main Street, Medford's. This 1888 view down Medford's Main Street, then called 7th Street, shows the bustling core of a young town. The Riddle House Hotel stands prominently, later replaced by grander establishments. Wooden sidewalks frame dirt roads, where businesses thrived, and even simple graffiti on walls carried voices of everyday townsfolk. Lakeview Before the Fire, 1888. This rare photo of Lakeview, Oregon, captured by David C. Heron in 1888, shows the town before the devastating fire of 1900 destroyed nearly all its buildings. Only 2 business structures survived, but Lakeview quickly rebuilt. Known as Oregon's tallest town, it sits 4,800 feet above sea level. Astoria, rising on the edge of the Columbia, 1887. This detailed view down Commercial Street shows Astoria in 1887, bustling with wooden homes and businesses. At the center stands the stone post office, built in 1873. The Columbia River frames the horizon, symbolizing the town's growth and maritime lifeline. Sheridan's Frontier Spirit on Main Street, 1887. This photo captures Sheridan's rough frontier town character in the 1880s, before electricity or paved streets arrived. Boys gather curiously around the photographer, while townspeople go about daily life. Hardware stores, drugstores, and blacksmith shops lined the dusty street, reflecting both resilience and opportunity in a growing Oregon community. Main Street, Brownsville, 1886. This panoramic view captures Brownsville, one of Oregon's oldest towns, with its compact wooden houses and early businesses. At the back center stands the Moyer House, built in 1881, today preserved as a museum. Brownsville's Pioneer Picnic, first held in 1887, remains Oregon's longest-running community celebration. First carload of express melons in Grants Pass. In 1886, Grants Pass farmers proudly loaded wagonfuls of melons onto trains bound for northern markets. Though the Oregon and California Railroad would only reach California the following year, this shipment marked progress. Amidst the bustle, a boy entertains himself with a harmonica, capturing frontier life in vivid detail. Olympia's Main Street, 1885. This early view of Main Street in Olympia captures the Catholic Church on the left, the Providence St. Amble Academy to its right, and the Masonic Hall hidden among the trees. Taken around 1885, it reflects a growing town where religion, education, and community blended into the daily rhythm of life. Afternoon Croquet Elegance in Corvallis, 1885. A refined gathering in Corvallis around 1885 captures men and women enjoying croquet, a fashionable pastime of the era. Their attire is as striking as the game itself, offering a glimpse of leisure and social grace in early Oregon, a perfect snapshot of community life outdoors. Oregon City before the age of electricity, 1884. This photo captures Main Street in Oregon City around 1884, just before electricity reshaped daily life. Dirt streets still held stacked firewood, and newspapers like the Courier and Enterprise operated here. The coming of electric lights, trolleys, and automobiles would soon transform this once frontier-style downtown forever. Clackamas County Courthouse, 1884. This photo captures Clackamas County's second courthouse in Oregon City, standing proudly before landscaping was finished. It replaced the original 1850 courthouse, destroyed by fire in 1862. Surrounding the structure, wooden homes dominate the view, reflecting the frontier town's growth before modernization reshaped the area in the decades ahead. Blacksmithing class, Forest Grove School, 1882. This rare image shows a blacksmithing class at Forest Grove School, Oregon. Students work with anvils, hammers, and horses, learning skills vital for frontier life. Blacksmithing wasn't just a trade, it was the foundation of transportation, farming, and community survival, making schools like this essential in shaping Oregon's growth. Good Samaritan Hospital, Portland, 1881. This photo captures the Good Samaritan Hospital in Northwest Portland, a medical institution that opened in 1875 and still stands on the same site today. Its grand design reflected the city's growing commitment to healthcare. In front, Bishop Benjamin Wister Morris, founder of the hospital, stands proudly, symbolizing faith and medicine working hand in hand. Earliest glimpse of Sandy, Oregon, 1879. This photograph captures the young town of Sandy looking east toward Mount Hood. To the left stand the Revenue Hotel and Store, built in 1874, alongside the Gertis Store and Post Office, completed in 1873. Dirt roads, wooden buildings, and towering pines define Oregon's rugged frontier charm. First Street Flood, Portland. This 1876 flood photograph by Joseph Buchtel captures First and Pine looking northeast. Water fills the street, reflecting the storefronts and people on raised wooden walkways. Visible are the New Market Theater and New Market Block, structures that remain, while nearby wooden buildings have long vanished. Willamette Engine Co. No. 1 and Crew, 1875. The volunteer firefighters of Willamette Engine Company No. 1 gathered in front of Portland's first fire station, established in 1853 on Southwest Morrison Street. At the time, equipment was hand-pulled, as horses were only introduced in 1882. By 1883, Portland transitioned to a paid fire department with an inaugural budget of $55,340. Oregon City from the Bluff, 1874. This view from the bluff captures Oregon City's bustling industrial core at Willamette Falls. The Imperial flour mills dominate the left, while the Oregon woolen mills rise in the center. Below stands the Phoenix Hotel, and the pointed roof of Samuel K. Barlow's house anchors the scene. Early downtown view of the Dalles, 1870s. This rare CDV photograph captures the early downtown of the Dalles during the 1870s. Though not highly detailed, it vividly conveys the feeling of walking through town at that time. Notice the barber poles on both sides of the street, marking the area as a personal grooming district. Panorama of Oregon City, 1867. Captured by Carlton Watkins, this stereo view is part of a panoramic series of Oregon City in 1867. The long structure to the right is the original woolen mill, surrounded by early buildings nestled below the bluffs. Carefully composed, it preserves a powerful glimpse of the city's industrial beginnings. Front Street in Portland, 1852. This rare view of Front Street shows the heart of Portland's earliest commercial hub. Simple wooden buildings line the muddy street while a wagon and men gather near storefronts. Wells Fargo agents, merchants, and early settlers shaped the city here, with docks in the distance fueling Portland's growing trade. Stumptown, Portland, early 1850s. This rare photograph shows Portland in its earliest days, earning the nickname Stumptown. So many trees were cut that stumps littered the ground, and locals joked one could cross town stepping only on them. The vast clearing reveals the raw beginnings of a city destined to grow into Oregon's heart. As these photographs fade into memory, they remind us of Oregon's courage and determination in its earliest days. From dusty streets to proud courthouses, every scene carries a piece of history that shaped the Northwest. Which of these images spoke most to you? Share your reflections in the comments below.